Hi folks, today we're going to take a look at Miss Prissy Chrissy, where she goes to try to file some subpoenas and argues with the staff that she doesn't need to pay the filing fees. But before we start today's video, as always, a big thank you to all of my current and new channel members and subscribers. Without all of your support, I couldn't keep this channel going, so I want to thank you all personally from the bottom of my heart. And a quick word from today's sponsor. Today's sponsor is Aura. With everyone online more and more, you need to keep your personal information safe. This is where Aura can help. Aura is an online security for your personal information and your data. Aura offers peace of mind with 24-hour data monitoring. They also remove your data from data brokers, provide 24-hour credit monitoring. They remove your information off the dark web. Aura even makes sure data thieves can't get your data. And they are out there trying to find it.
And I'll find you.
No, you won't.
Yes, I will.
Won't.
Aura is offering you a free 2-week trial by clicking my link, aura.com/NCR, and you can cancel at any time. That's aura.com/NCR, or scan the QR code on the screen, or click the link in the description box. And with all that being said, let's enjoy today's video.
And verified that there is, the document wouldn't waive the fees on the fee that we charge to do the subpoenas. And we also, of course, I think they've already told you, we don't do the service. You would have to handle the service. No one does service through the clerks for criminal cases, so.
Now
You
serving
would have to go through,
L
contact.
175.
The sheriff or the sheriff's office to do
17.
service for you.
Well, that's always the case. They always do service.
Okay.
But nonetheless, you guys do cover costs under 57.081. And so that includes, it says, and any other cost. Well, obviously, subpoenaing is a necessary cost.
And the law that Chrissy's talking about is Florida State Statute 57.081, which covers indigent people who cannot afford the court costs and payments, which allows them to apply for indigent status, meaning you apply to the court saying that you can't afford your own lawyer or you can't afford all the court costs if you go pro se. And it does explain in the law that you can get a lot of these fees waived, or you can actually have them recouped at the verdict of your trial. However, it does limit what filing fees they can't take from. And a lot of the fees that they are talking about now is her subpoena fees that she wants to send out for these subpoenas. Now, the amount will be discussed on how much they are, but it's not covered under this part of Florida statute. Not to mention that she has to have the approval of being an indigent person to get these services provided for her under the indigent status, where she doesn't have to pay the fees.
So it includes that.
Like I said, I did verify with Pat, it does not. We would not.
So
we
you
would
can
still have to pay
read
the
57 Florida Statute 57.081, Tiffany, and you will
It's not going to change anything. It is $2. I have verified with my director.
that you're going to violate the law. What are you verifying? What are you verifying?
I asked her, would there still be, even if you were approved through the indigency application, would there still be a fee for the subpoena cost? And she said yes. That does not waive any of those fees.
Well, actually, it does. It's not that it waives it. It means that you don't have to pay it right now. That's how that works.
Unfortunately, that is not correct.
Sure it is. It's
And we can go back, I mean.
it's not about us going back and forth. It's just simply what the law says, right?
We can't sign it unless you're paying $2 per subpoena.
That's not what the law says.
I can only tell you, and like I said, I verified with Kat.
But
The
see,
person you spoke with last time, and she,
I know who Kat is. Yeah, Kat Carpenter. What's her position?
she's a director of court operations services.
Of clerk operations, the director of clerk,
Court and operations.
and you just got off the phone with her.
I did.
And she said that that you're going to try to force me to pay a fee that I can't afford to pay. And if right, so if I don't have the money to do it, which I don't, then you're refusing
100.
to allow me a fair trial because you're refusing to issue my subpoenas. That's what you're telling me, right?
Shenanigans.
Na 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 na
Shenanigans.
na 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 na.
And we're calling shenanigans, folks, because Florida State Statute 57.081 does specify that it does have limitations on what fees it can waive, and one of them is subpoena fees. But it does leave her a remedy if she can't afford it right now. She can petition the courts under the indigent status saying that she cannot afford the cost, and the courts can tell them to process without the filing fees. However, her indigent status isn't confirmed in this video. All we know is that she's applied for it. But she still has her remedy. Not only that, if she cannot afford the filing fees of $2 per subpoena right now, she can actually have them hold those filings until she has the money and then bring it in and they can process them, get them signed by the clerk of courts so they can be issued out to the serving process servers or the sheriff's office to serve them out to the individuals who are being subpoenaed.
No, what
I'm telling you I don't have the money for it.
Okay, but there's a fee for that service.
Right, there's a fee for a lot of services, and what happens is that it doesn't, you sign the paperwork, and then you're allowed to move forward without paying those costs at the time. That is the law, Tiffany. You may not violate it, right? Even if you don't like it, even if you think I should have to pay, even if you hate indigent people. What? You still have to follow the law anyway, right? And if you discriminate me against me because of socioeconomic reasons, that's like totally illegal, right? I mean, it's a 14th Amendment thing, isn't it, Tiffany? Isn't that how that works? We have 14th Amendment and it...
Yes, the 14th Amendment does promise people the right to due process and equal protections under the law. However, they are not violating the 14th Amendment. They're not violating that on you. They are not denying you due process. They've told you the facts that they cannot process the subpoenas unless you pay the filing costs. But you also have the remedies under the law from Florida Statute 57.081 that if you can't afford it, that you can petition the courts and the courts can have them waive the fees. So you're still getting your due process. There's nobody denying you your due process here, but you're assuming and believing that they are trying to infringe on your rights when they're not. They're telling you that they have to charge you the $2 per subpoena unless you get it waived by the court.
Literally says that you may not discriminate socioeconomically, that means based on my money or lack thereof. And then we have the 57.081, which says that when I fill out the indigency paperwork and I'm qualified for it, you have to sign that document approving it, and then I don't pay for those costs at this time, right? That's what it says, Tiffany. And it says that to make sure that I get a fair trial. And what you're telling me now is you don't care what the law says, you don't care what the Constitution says, you're not going to fill out my subpoenas anyways. Am I missing something?
Yes.
I'm not saying anything. That you know I didn't say that.
That's exactly what you said.
No, what I said was if you want that signed, there is a fee for that.
I'm telling you I don't have the money for it. I'm indigent. I'm willing to fill out the paperwork. In fact, I filled out the paperwork and I submitted it. When I submitted all of the subpoenas that I need filed, you know, those subpoenas that are for to make sure that the officers show up, to make sure the mayor shows up, to make sure that the other 4 council members show up, and to make sure that Ruth Eckert Hall's CEO and CFO and the guy that falsely had me arrested show up because I want them there. You're blocking me from doing that.
Now, she has not made any disparaging comments about Chrissy being unable to pay the fees. All she is telling her that she spoke to her boss, and her boss has even confirmed that she still has to pay the $2 processing fees for the subpoenas to be signed off. So with everyone she's trying to subpoena, it's about $26 to $30. And if she doesn't have that money right now, she can come back when she does, or she can actually petition the court like I've been saying, as the law states. Nowhere in 57.008 does it say that she's exempt even if she applies for the indigent status and is granted it. Now, it does specify at the end that she can recoup those as court costs at the conclusion of her trial if she is victorious. So, she can pay the fees and still get her money back.
I'm not feeling that that is illegal. I actually think it violates my right to a fair trial. Now, I'm pretty sure that's also covered under the Constitution, my right to a fair trial, which is why we have that indigency paperwork in the first place, to make sure that everybody gets a fair trial no matter what their finances are. That means you have to do the indigency paperwork, period. You're blocking me from getting it done in person, and online they're blocking me from filing it because you guys are trying to hide it. That's what it looks like, Tiffany. You can't do that. You have to fill out.
Now just stop it. Stop telling me what to do. I am a proud, ignorant woman, and no one is going to change that.
We're not going to do this for free. If you'd like
It's
to,
not for
if
free.
You would like to
It's
remove
not
from the
for
court,
free.
Again, if you.
I don't
would
have to
like
go through the court.
Okay,
This
but-
is a clerk thing.
But we're done. If you're not going to pay for the subpoenas to be filed, then we are not signing the subpoenas. That is plain
Now,
and simple.
Servant.
Is what our,
No.
you know.
You're acting
statutes-
outside of the law,
I'm
Tiffany.
not, ma'am.
You are.
We're not going to keep
You
going
are.
back and forth. I've already told you. that
Statutes
there's
are
a
law.
fee.
You have to
There
abide
is
by
a
them, and you're
fee.
refusing.
There's a fee for that service.
Right, and there's indigency paper for people who can't afford the fees. That's what we're dealing with. That's the reason why you and I are talking, Tiffany.
Okay, it's not going to change that we are not going to sign.
That you're going to violate the law. It's not going to change. You're going to violate the law.
But they're not violating the law. The law even states that you have to pay for the filing fees for the subpoenas. And if you can't afford them right now, it does offer you remedy to get them, waived. But you're refusing to do it. And if you can't afford them right now, just come back when you have the money. It's not that hard. She's explained it to you multiple times. Even her boss has explained it to her so she can explain it to you even better. This isn't about denying you due process or denying you a right to a fair trial or to face your accusers. What they are saying is if you want these subpoenas filed, you have to pay the $2 per subpoena to get them filed.
I am
Tiffany.
not doing anything. I'm following the procedures of the clerk's office.
Your procedures for the clerk office is to violate the law?
Again, you're
Really?
changing the words that are being said. There's a fee for that.
I'm not changing the words of the law. I'm not, there's a fee and there's an indigency
You can
paperwork.
request it from the court if you're not wanting to pay the fees. If you want to see if the court will handle that.
It's your obligation.
Okay, I've already told you. I have verified.
You don't care what your
this with my
obligation
director.
is. It's a legal obligation.
You sure about that? You sure about that? You sure about that?
Okay, there's nothing more that I can tell you. That it's the fee, or we will not be signing the subpoena.
So you wouldn't give me, the first time you and I talked, you guys wouldn't give me my one free copy for my documents either, and you said, no, it doesn't, it's only for civil, it's not for criminal. And that's not true, according to 57.081. So you have repeatedly refusing to give me everything that I need as an...
She had you advise that you could take the pictures because we could not print them out. If we printed them off.
No, I'm not talking about that. I talked to you about a month ago. I'm talking to you before that. No.
So the documents, the physical documents, like we've gone over, the free copies would be the disposition or the charging document. Anything else would be $1 per page.
No, it's
made
the,
those copies.
no,
That is-
no, it's not the charging document or the, what's the other one you
The
said?
disposition.
I have the right to a single copy of every single document in the file, Tiffany.
Wrong, 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 wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong.
And again, she's misquoting the law. The law does state that she is to be given free copies of certain documents related to her case at no cost. However, certain documents that would require them to do research on them, to print them out, she would be required to pay the court costs for them. Or she can have them waived by having the courts petitioning that she doesn't need to pay them. The argument she's making is false due to the fact that they offered her the chance to take a photo of all the documents that she needed, but didn't do it at that time.
That is what the the state allows under the legislature's writing of Florida Statute 57.081. I'm pro se. I am not represented by counsel. So all that stuff goes directly to me, and I have the right to all of it.
Counsel would pay for the same thing. An attorney would come in if they wanted anything besides your charging document or the
That's
disposition,
totally
they would pay it off.
irrelevant.
So that is-
I'm pro
No, I'm
se.
saying it's because
You have a
you're
pro se
acting-
fund. If you're not giving the money to the
Okay,
pro
we're not-
se's, where's it going?
Ma'am, that's not true. Okay.
Oh, I'm a pro
There's
se.
there's a.
I'm an indigent
Okay.
pro se.
Okay.
I have the right
Okay.
to be
We
represented.
are going just around in circles. I told you how we would proceed. If you want us to sign
Now
those,
serving
it is $2 per
E.
subpoena.
121 Act 1.
So I'm not saying it's not $2. I'm saying when I tell you I don't have the money for it, I fill out the indigency paperwork, you sign it, and then you give me the documents that I need to ensure that I have the right to a fair trial. That's how that works, right?
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
Actually, you fill out the document saying that you're indigent and that you cannot afford an attorney or the court costs. And the court looks at it and they do a check and make sure you qualify for indigent status. And if so, then you get the protections and the usage of the indigent funds. However, you don't get them just because you submitted the paperwork. They have to be approved by the courts. Because if that was the case, everybody could just apply that they're indigent and get the court costs waived and not have to pay for anything. Now, she's explained this to you multiple times of what you need to do, but you're just choosing to ignore it at this point.
I'm not an attorney, ma'am. I'm not going.
You don't have to be an attorney. You just have to read Florida Statute 57.081.
We've gone over this time and time again. There's nothing else I can give you, information-wise, that's going to have you feel differently than what I'm saying right now.
It's
It
not
is
I don't
$2
care
per
about
subpoena.
feelings. I only care about facts. And so the facts are based on the law, and the law is based within 57.081. So that's the only thing that we're talking about. Your opinion, my opinion doesn't matter, just the law and what the
Right, and
legislature
it's not going
did.
to change. The clerk's procedures are $2 per subpoena if you would like.
Right. I'm not debating whether or not it's $2. I'm saying that I can't afford it. I have the right to a fair trial, Tiffany.
Okay, at this time then there's nothing that we can do for you. If you'd like to petition the court for
Now
something, you
serving.
may do that.
I don't need to petition the court.
The clerk's office will not be
77.
signing the subpoenas without payment. So if you're not going to pay for them at this time, there's not anything that we can do for you.
Everybody got that? Good.
This is your job.
Okay, we're not going to keep doing this. Okay, we've already gone through this. I've repeated myself multiple times. If you would like to ask the clerk for something, you may do that. The clerk's office would charge $2 per subpoena to be signed. Okay? If you have any questions, free to reach out to our office. If you would like me to have Miss Kat call you, I can do that and take your phone number and have her call you directly. I can do nothing else for you at this time.
Is Kat going to be in today?
Not today. I do expect her at some time tomorrow in this office, but I don't know. It won't be all day. I just don't know.
Morning, afternoon?
I believe afternoon, but I can't verify that at this point. She was supposed to be here all day tomorrow, but she will not be. I just don't know.
So if you guys aren't willing to do your job, what can I do about that?
I'm not a
I feel like a broken record, and I'm betting this woman does as well, because we've gone over this multiple times already. If you can't afford to pay the $2, you can ask the court to waive it. But you're not listening to what she's saying. Her manager has confirmed that you would still have to pay the $2 per subpoena to get them signed by the clerk's office so you can have them issued. And if you can't afford it now, you can come back later with the money and they would hold the subpoenas already on file, so they would just have to process the payment and sign them, or you could ask the courts to waive the cost for you. They've given you all the information you need, and they've even said that you can speak to the manager when she comes in tomorrow.
attorney, so you would need to reach out to an attorney.
No, I'm pro se.
Okay.
I know what I can do about it.
Okay, and that's fine. You can.
I know I don't need your permission,
Okay.
but I do need you to sign that
I do hope
paperwork.
that you have a nice day.
Planning on it. Thank you, Anna.
You're welcome.
Who's Kat's boss?
I want to speak to your
Do you know? Who's Kat's boss?
The clerk.
That's her direct boss, Ken Burke. Thanks.
And we're going to end it here, folks. The video does continue on for a few more minutes where she does try to see if they have a email address, but they don't have one on file for them for the personal email, but they are telling her that she can contact the office and speak to them directly if she requests it. So if you guys like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave a thumbs up and a comment because it helps me with the algorithm. Don't forget to check out my second channel and the podcast. With all that being said, be well, be safe, and I will see you guys next time. And a special thank you to all members of the news team. Without all of your support, I couldn't keep the channel going. So I want to thank you all personally from the bottom of my heart. You guys mean the world to me, and I can never thank you enough for all the support and encouragement you guys give. You guys rock.